Hello.
And welcome.
Marc, you said hi.
Keep it in. It's real.
It's fine.
Welcome to another episode of Paranormal Pals. This is halfway through +1 episode of our season. If you've been
Episode
counting.
4.
So
4.
Yes,
Whoa.
exactly.
For those of you who don't know, my name's Rose.
I'm Mark.
Lorraine.
I'm Josh.
I love that we're bringing Lorraine into
Lorraine.
Guys, we're today talking about near-death experiences.
Yes.
And, you know, the reason we're talking about that in terms of the paranormal, you know, how it fits in the paranormal genre, is a lot of people seem to believe that spirit guides or angels, etc., intervene in our lives when we're having near death, well, when we're close to death, and they pull us back from it. I mean, you know, there's lots of different theories around that, but I want to see if anyone's had some personal experiences in this group with being close to dying, and if they've, or spirit guides and angel help. So I think it would be important to unpack that and discuss. Does anyone have a scenario?
I do.
Cool.
But I was really young. But this is the only time I've ever had an experience like that. But, okay. So I was in Mexico on vacation with my cousins and my family. And we went, the first thing that happened, there was 2 incidents that happened. So 10 was a really bad year for me.
Wow,
but
yeah.
anyways, so the first thing that happened, we had gone to a bunch of beaches, you know, and like all of the waves were like really puny. And then we got to this one beach the one day. Waves were huge. And we were like daredevil children. So we were like, oh, the huge waves, we're going to go in the water, we're going to swim, blah, blah, blah. So we got, and we all like ran and got there. And like all the kids were so excited that like the parents weren't even ready to like watch us and like go out in the water with us. We all just like ran out into the water. And then we were out there for a few minutes, and I remember that like the waves were really, really rough, and we were like kind of struggling to stay up. And then I can like still imagine that like our parents came like running, and we were in a few minutes like 100 yards down like the shore. And I remember my cousins could get out, and my parents are running and like screaming at us to get out of the water. Like we could not get out. Like my sister was literally holding me up out in the ocean so I wouldn't drown. And so then we were like trying to get out, and then this is kind of funny, but this like Russian man like runs out in a Speedo and like puts his hand out, and I remember grabbing it and turning around, and I just got whacked by the waves. I was like rolling on the bottom of the ocean, like holding onto his hand, and he like pulled me out. And so then my parents were like trying to comfort me and stuff, but basically I almost drowned. And so that was really scary. And then on the same trip, I found out I was allergic to soy because we had soy milk, because I don't know where they just didn't have like regular cow's milk and stuff. So we were supposed to go climb pyramids and see monkeys that day, which would have been really cool. But I decided to have soy milk with my Fruit Loops that morning, and then my throat all got really like itchy, and like my mouth got all like swollen, and I felt really, really nauseous. And like we're in a different country. Like my parents didn't know like what hospital or like what to do or like where to take me, but they probably should have taken me to a hospital or something, because that means like those reactions, like you're in anaphylactic shock. So, and you're really not supposed to try to go to bed, obviously, because your throat can close up. Yeah. But that's what I did. I tried going to sleep because I felt so sick that I tried laying down and going to sleep. But I just like slept it off, which was not the right thing to do. But that was on the same trip. So that's what happened.
The Speedo man, would you consider an angel?
Yeah, actually, I think like he was there for a specific reason. Like, I would have gotten sucked back out because my parents like didn't make it to me in time for like where he was on the shore. And it was just really, really scary. And like my dad has anger issues, so like he was pissed off and like just really mad that we like were out. This man was literally telling him like, you need to love her and like comfort her and like help her. Like I know she's scared, and like you're scared. Like you're both scared right now, and she is terrified, and I know you're mad, but you need to love and comfort her because she just literally almost died. And
he is an angel.
Yeah, but my dad didn't care and was still pissed off. But anyways, but he was I think he was there for a reason, and it like he literally saved my life. So
and then I'm like even wondering if your soy reaction could have been a prevention. Like maybe there was a reason you shouldn't have gone up to those
my cousins went, and they I had asthma when I was a kid too. So when they said you're not allowed to climb those pyramids that they climbed anymore, like it is too dangerous, and they climbed to the top of these pyramids and they literally could not breathe at the top. Like they were scared, like scooting like butt down, so like I think like I'm also scared of heights, so like that
You
might have
would
been
yeah.
So I actually think that kind of worked out for a reason. I mean, my sister was really pissed at me because we couldn't go, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It just feels like either way, something bad was going to happen to
Yeah,
you that
and
day.
they didn't see any monkeys really in the, so it was like it kind of worked
They could
out.
go,
So I think
yeah.
it was like, I mean, yeah, we figured it out that I was like soy, but it like all I think it all happened for like a reason. quote
Totally,
unquote.
Those are
totally.
great stories, and it does feel like a movie could be made about it, like my Mexico trip. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's so true.
It's like I shouldn't be alive. Speaking of
Mexico
which,
trip.
did you guys see the show? I shouldn't be alive, like when it was on air.
Oh, but you right? No,
That's
but
Survivor
you
show.
have I shouldn't be alive experience, don't you?
Oh, you know, I do, but it's not really near death. It's just kind of hyperbolic comedy. I went on a hike one time and I didn't like it. Long story short. But I do have some near-death experience I want to share. Not my own, but two people's. So one is my mum's and one is one of my best friends. So, one of my best friends' mum. A lot of mums involved. Anyway, my mum's experience, she was on a street in Auckland City, which is where we're from in New Zealand, back in like the 80s, and she was standing at like traffic lights, like a crossroad thing, and it was all clear, like there was no cars anywhere, and the thing went green, so she could walk across, and so she was about to walk, and then she got these full body tingles, like in her entire body, like pins and needles, and it was like she describes it like there was literally a voice in her head that just was like, stop. Like just screamed, no one around. And she was like, oh geez. So she just stood there for like 5 seconds instead of walking when she should have. And a car sped along this road, which is like, it was around a corner so you couldn't see, sped along this road so fast through the red light that it was a thing. And like she legitimately would have died if she had walked when it went green. But she described, and she's like, her full body was like, do not go right now. And she survived. Wow. I know. So that was fully like some kind of intervention. And then it's kind of similar. Now, I might doctor this story because my friend told me it. I didn't write down the full details, but I'm just going to explain it. If I have to rectify any lies, then I'll say that next week. But basically, my friend's mum used to live in England. She was in England laying down on this bed that she was like, she had a roommate. They both had beds like next to each other. She was laying down on her bed and like I think there was something going on upstairs and I can't remember what it was, but it was like loud or noise or something like that. Anyway, she was laying down trying to go to sleep and then there was like a knock on the door and she was like, it was like the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. or something. And she was like, what? So she was like, okay, whatever. Gets up, goes and opens the door. The flatmate's fast asleep. And like usually she sleeps through the night. So it's really weird that she woke up and heard it. And like she was having a restless night anyway. So she went over, opened the door. No one there. Like no one down the hallway. It was like an apartment complex. No one. Absolutely nothing. She was like, weird. So she closed the door, turns to go back to her bed. The ceiling above her bed caves in at that exact moment and like something crashes down from it because there was, I don't know what was going on upstairs. In fact, I kind of want to know that piece of information, so I'll find it out. But crashes down and literally right onto her bed, would have crushed her if she was still laying down there.
Wait, that was your mom, you said?
That was my friend's mom.
Oh, that was your friend's mom.
Who was in England at the time. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like those are kind of legit experiences.
The traffic thing you just said reminded me of something about my mom when she was like on the highway and there was like a 16-wheeler behind her and she had to like, there was like really bad traffic and she like slammed on her brakes and thank goodness there was nobody in the lane next to her because the tractor trailer literally swerved and like went in that lane because she would have gotten crushed, like because they all like slammed on their brakes. And so I think that was whatever, looking out for her that there was nobody there, that she got really lucky. I remember she told me that story and I was like, that's really scary.
There's just so much serendipity sometimes with these things.
Yeah.
You know?
No, exactly. I can't even really think of a near-death experience that comes to me. I mean, there was a one time where I almost drowned, and like my auntie's pool, and my parents called out to my brother to like give me his like little noodle that he was like floating on because I was drowning, and he didn't want to. At first, he was like complaining, like, because but then he gave it to me, and then I survived. But like just a classic drowning story, I guess. So maybe he was my divine angel. I don't know.
Or was he the goddamn?
He did save these couples swimming at Tairua from drowning as well. Like they went into a swell, he like swam out and got them, and then like he almost drowned himself. It was like a whole thing.
Aww,
so maybe he's just a drowner saver person.
I think he is, but I think when it comes to you, maybe he's a little less reluctant to help.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh dear. Mark, do you have any story?
I don't have any nothing too crazy. I mean, I also had like a brief drowning moment, but I think everyone also I was like, remember I was boogie boarding off of Outer Banks in North Carolina.
What? You've been to Outer Banks?
Yes.
Is this?
I thought it was
Wow.
fictional.
No, it's a real place.
Oh, wow, that's so
Yeah. Oh, I went every year as a kid.
Oh my god.
Until like 2008 or 2009, and then we gave up our house because it was like too expensive.
Right.
Oh my god, you had a house
But
there.
yeah, or it was like a timeshare sort of thing. I don't really know.
That's like.
But yeah, the waves there are very big, and I was boogie boarding, and I just like got caught and was tumbling around.
Yeah.
My uncle had to come and rip me out.
Wow.
And,
Yeah, I feel like like drowning and like car crashes. It happens to a
I
lot
was
more
about to
people
say
than you think.
those are
like
the other.
it's actually
quote like near death experience. I would have would probably be like in a car.
Wow.
Exactly.
Nothing bad, but just like fender benders. That,
But then it really like gets you like getting grateful and stuff when you do survive and come out of it. It's like, whoa, like that actually like could have happened.
Yeah, and then I
Like,
guess
in
there's
a bad
some
way.
scenarios where you're just lucky, but then there are some which are like hard to explain how you survive, or
Yours,
like other people.
yeah, yours too. I'm like trying to rack my brain because those are like great.
Yeah,
like those are like whoa, like
What
something
can I
just
say?
takes over you to like actually.
Guys, the people that were the stars of these stories are not liars. But my mum is very spiritual. She has always like been very connected with like spirit and angels and all that stuff. So I think she has like quite a connection.
I did just think of one. Before I came to LA, actually, my grandfather was telling me a story about a plane crash before I got on a plane. So maybe it was an interesting story to tell. But it was that he was supposed to go on a plane, him and his wife, from LA to New Zealand again one certain day. But then he was like, they just didn't. They went somewhere else. I don't remember the details. But that plane that they were supposed to go on, like, crashed or something.
Whoa.
Now, kind of clickbait title because that's all that I remember. Like he because they crashed, but like they didn't. No one died. I don't think it was just like it failed to take off properly, and so But it's like if they got on that plane, like whoa. Like, kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
still a harrowing experience.
Yeah.
I've heard like a lot of people. We were listening to a podcast filmed at UBN the other day, and there was a psychic on.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, she was explaining how she went through a whole lot of actually like near death or at least traumatic experiences that she believes like was the universe like pushing her towards a different career path.
Right,
Which is so dramatic,
exactly, yeah.
but like and she every near death experience she had was like work related, and it was the universe being like, get out of this path and become a psychic. So.
Plug for that podcast though. Between the Sheets. It was a really good
It was actually a
episode.
really good episode, yeah. So anyway, I think those are really interesting and like spirit guides looking out for you. I know Lauren, you love angel numbers.
I was literally just going to mention that. I love angel numbers, and I always think that my grandparents are giving me like signs.
Right.
And especially in LA, like I feel like I've seen them the most here, especially 222, which means like you're on the right path and stuff. So I don't know about other people, but whenever I'm with people and I like point them out, they're like, how did you see that? I'm like, I don't know. I just look and they're there. Like, it's not like I'm looking for it.
Exactly.
It just happens all the time.
It's so interesting. And like 222, my grandma sees that all the time as well. She's not necessarily a believer in like the universe and stuff like that, but she sees 222 like all the time and she'll always bring it up. But I feel like it is like angel numbers, the point is they just pop out to you and you're just like, wow. Like, you know.
I just like the number
person will
2, so I see it everywhere.
There you go.
But do we have another Rose's astrology corner?
We do. It's so unrelated to the topic, you guys.
Okay.
I
That's still
just
fun.
wanted to do our rising signs for once because I know I've been clickbaiting that for a long time.
A chart like, oh, how your sign would die.
Yeah, I know, but some of them, guys, because I'm going to expose myself. I just go on Google and search up quizzes with like some keywords. And so it gets hard to find. I've used the good ones so far. But these are our rising signs. It's basically about our appearance. So rising signs are I'm not an astrologist, but rising signs are kind of like to do with your personal appearance and like your outer shell and how you present yourself to the world and stuff like that. So a lot of people believe that your rising sign dictates how you look. So I thought it'd be interesting if I bring them up, explain how we look, and we see if that's correct or not, right? So let's think about this. Rising sign first is the first one in the wheel is Cancer. And Mark, you have a Cancer rising, so let's decide.
That's me.
Cancer ascendants are famous for their round and full faces, similar to the moon they're ruled by.
I'm feeling very self-conscious already.
Sure, this isn't mine.
Just
I
tell
got
me
a
when
big
to
ass
stop.
head.
Round and full face like the moon. That is the most.
No, someone literally commented on my TikTok the moon emoji on one of my TikToks.
No.
I'm horrified. I'm literally so humble.
Oh my gosh.
We can stop at any point, but I'm kind of entertained.
Just keep going.
He is pissed.
They typically have softer faces, softer features, high cheekbones. That's
high
true.
cheekbones.
That's not true.
And very emotionally expressive faces. The amount of times he'll give us death stares in the office is kind of insane.
But like faces that range all different emotions. Like when
So
it's an
true.
emotion, it's there.
It's there.
You know, and it's
expressive.
fun. Like
Look at him, go.
Yeah, look at that. It's just so
I love
emotive. It's great. It's great.
They have a gentle way about them that makes them easy to trust. Do we all
Aww.
trust Mark?
I trust Mark.
Whoa.
You're like the only person I trust here in the program.
Aw.
And the program. I was
and
about to
the
be like,
program.
and
I was
you
like,
being go?
No, like from our school.
But even if it
You get
was,
drama
what would be
live.
the problem?
Yeah, well, exactly. Okay, again, it hammers at home. Along with their round face, Cancer.
You don't
Oh,
even
no,
have a
I
round
can't
face.
Let me.
Read it out loud. You have to.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ.
What? Say it. Guys,
Oh
Lauren and I
my
are here
God.
being like, what is this about? You have
It's
to say it out
Well,
loud.
it's clearly for like women,
Oh.
females,
Because
because
it's got big.
Google did my
yes,
30.
along with the
breasts.
round face. Rose got to do better. You got to do better research.
She
Along,
didn't know
best
research.
work.
That was the
This was
point.
my best
She
work,
didn't do
guys.
any research.
along with the round face,
You didn't screen it?
It says Cancer people usually have fuller heart-shaped figures. Ruled by the chest, Cancer risings are often broad-chested, as if we're being completely honest. Big boobies. Because Cancer rules.
Pearl, my sister, is a Cancer rising. Josh.
Yeah, and she got big boobs.
And she has got big old boobies.
She's got a song about it.
Well, because Cancer rules the fourth house of home and family, many Cancer's risings often bear a close resemblance to their parents, especially their mother, almost to the point of being exactly alike.
Do you look
I
like
mean,
your
this
mom?
is all true.
I actually do. My face.
Insert pictures of Mark and
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I do look like I've been told I look like my mom. Not our figure or anything
Sure.
like that.
So-
but our face.
We
yeah.
can ignore this
Is-
figure.
Is this quiz specifically about people's risings? Like,
Yeah,
You
this
gotta,
is about the
okay,
rising.
that's cool then.
Do you know what? I'm going to make everyone read their own one because
Okay.
I just think that's so funny. Oh no. Sorry guys. I also think this
lost
website's
it?
a scam because
Oh.
it keeps putting viruses up on my screen. The next actually Libra is next, and this is Josh and myself both have a Libra.
Oh, we're
rising.
both at Libra rising. Yeah.
So
Do you want to read that the first half? I read the second half, or how
I've
do
been
we?
talking a lot. You read it out,
Okay,
babes.
sure. Ruled by beautiful Venus, Libra ascendants are usually blessed with super attractive features, including a glowing complexion, pouty lips, defined noses, and heart or oval shaped faces. They usually have dimples
It does sound like I wrote this.
or
I'm
even
sorry.
a cupid bow on their lips. Wait, we got all the slays. Sorry, Mark.
And I don't
scared
want to
for
rub
mine.
it in, but Beyonce's a Libra rising.
Oh, yeah. Like their faces, Libra ascendants' bodies are also known for being symmetrical, boasting full, voluptuous figures that are pleasing to the eye.
Now,
Libra
voluptuous.
risings have a natural charm
I'm
that
literally
shows
so
up in their
scared.
appearance
So just everyone
that
has
draws people
big boobs.
in
Everyone
like
has got
moths
big
to an
boobs.
open flame.
Well, I
struggle
promise this
with
is
it,
from
but
a
I had my glasses
website, and I
on.
didn't just try and drag
so
Mark.
scared.
Yeah, you didn't
to
just
read
create
mine.
it yourself.
No, because Cancer risings, I've read that Cancer risings are like slay, like big slay.
I
You
don't
know
know
what I
what I
mean?
am. I'm not a
I
Libra.
guess
Oh,
not,
sorry,
because
you
we're just
scroll down
fat
one.
fucks.
What am I? I'm a Scorpio. Am I a Scorpio? Is that my rising?
Guys, I'm going to lose it.
A Scorpio. Yeah, she's a Scorpio.
Yeah, you're a Scorpio. Right. So Lauren is a Scorpio rising.
Oh, I love that first sentence. Okay. The first thing you might notice about a Scorpio rising is their eyes. I love when people come up to my eyes.
Yeah.
So no matter the color or shape, their eyes are always magnetic, piercing, and incredibly hypnotic.
I agree with that. I think when I
Yeah.
first met you, I was drawn to your eyes.
Oh, I thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. They also have sharp features, prominent cheekbones, dark eyebrows, and pouty lips. Scorpio people have powerful physiques despite their often short or stout stature. I used to be
Okay,
short, but now I'm like.
But can we just talk for a second? Strong physiques. We were literally just
Yeah,
admiring
that's actually
Lauren's
so true.
biceps.
If I had a short sleeve shirt on, I'd flex real quick.
Really, really strong.
They are built sturdy with strong shoulders and could easily defend themselves.
Wow.
Scorpio risings have a very serious demeanor and wear a poker face as though it was tattooed onto them.
True.
They're also famous for their hourglass figures that linger in the imagination.
I
Well, I
would
don't know
agree.
about hourglass, but
I just
That
think
is so
legit.
slay. All of
I know,
you
I
three
should
just
of
see her in
us.
a
with
Bratz
that.
outfit, and then you'll got. You
Aren't
know,
all three of us so good?
I know.
Yeah, all three of yours are
I-
so
Ooh,
good.
because cancer,
Mark
I'm
is so
going to search
butthurt.
up cancer
That-
rising celebrities.
No,
'cause-
but that
No, it's
specific
fine, it's
website
fine.
looked like it looked for like more feminine, like for more females to look at, you know. So then they just wanted to be
Definitely.
called that they have big boobs, probs.
They're just like all cancer rising people have big tits. And I'm like,
well, Lana Del Rey is a cancer rising.
we are really steering from the top.
No,
You know?
these are two polar opposites.
Angelina Jolie. What more could you want?
Wow.
Angelina, look at the resemblance. You can't see, but we're gonna put up an image of Mark and Angelina Jolie.
Side by side. Well, guys, we have actually come to time, but that was a really great way to end it, I guess, by giving Mark trauma. So
yeah,
thanks.
great. I love, hating
Excited for
myself.
next week, Rose's Corner. Again.
Wow, Rosa's Corner is getting really. It's off the rails at this point. I need to start screening the quizzes.
Yes.
Yes.
But we should do
so
what?
look at
Mercury sign next year? Next week? Ooh,
Next year.
for season
This is
2.
renewed, season 2.
Yeah.
Yes, we can do Mercury, we can do Venus, we can do
yeah,
Mars. In
we
fact,
can
leave
figure
in the
that out.
comments. What do you want to hear about? That's so narcissistic. What do you want to know about
What do you want?
us?
Exactly. What do you want to know about us?
Next week is just us talking about ourselves.
And let us know if,
Oh, that's
if
every
Like
week.
it is
kind of.
every
Yeah,
week.
that's actually
that's true. Tell us in the comments if we're hot. I'm joking. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Let the truth be told to you. Go stream our show on UBN Go, UBN Go. Yeah, you know the verdict's out. Go play this loud. Paranormal Pals, Paranormal Pals.